I'm often asked how much detail we can get if we're only doing a survey with a drone. So this is an interesting one because it was very difficult to get access onto this roof. You'll see as we get closer here that there is a hatch, but the hatch is being boarded over underneath it, so there's no access up onto this roof. And yet the person who owns this particular property needed a roof survey to renew their insurance. So we talked about it and I said, look, it's not a problem, I can go in there and do it by a drone. So immediately you can see lots of detail here with the roof, but how close I can get and how much detail. Would I rather do this with access to the roof? Well, we'd always love to get out of a hatch like this onto a roof to be able to walk around. It means that I can stamp on the roof, see if there's any soft points, things like that. But just because I can't doesn't mean to say I can't get a good amount of detail to this roof. Now already looking at this I can see it's an old roof. I can see it's a felt roof. I can see that it's been over painted with solar reflective paint in the past. I can see that there's a lot of work needs to be done all the way around with the coping stones and parapet walls all the way around. Now I'm just bringing the drone down slowly in the center of this and getting close so that I can do a nice circuit of just moving the drone around. And for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to go around just taking video at this point. At the very end I'll show you the photographs that I also took whilst I was doing this. And the reason that we take photographs and not just video when doing a roof survey is because you get a much better picture with the photographs that you can zoom right into. So you can see how low I am on this particular roof, and I can get right down. I've got a good view all the way around the roof. I can look at all the flashings, all the different details. Just for interest, by the way, the reason this roof is stepped down is because it used to be like there's another step just there, is that this roof would have been probably an old zinc or lead roof, more than likely a lead roof, and they've taken it off and they haven't taken the steps off, which is normally because of the woodwork, the way it's done. So we get a lot of information that we can just see just there that there's been a new piece of lead put in, obviously lead flashings all the way around. So in many respects at this moment as I'm going through this, I'll be going, okay, how am I going to assess this roof? I'm already seeing that look at the flashings here, look, the flashings are defective. The parapet walls need maintenance to them. But actually when you're doing a roof survey for insurance renewal, they actually want you to keep to the point. And the question is, what actually should you be putting in there? Well, you're asked to do the roof survey of the condition of the roof itself, not of the parapet walls around. So in the report I will not mention the parapet walls, although after the report and when I send off the covering letter with the customer, I will say, look, you do realise that there are problems with the parapet walls. Now you just look how close I am to this with the drone. I would probably not stand that close to a wall or anything like that, even if I was on a roof. So I can really get tight into a roof to get as much detail as I need with the drone. You can say that nice day to fly. There was very little wind around. Sometimes when I do these it's a little bit windy and you can't get as close as this, but normally you can. And I love doing these drone surveys as well just after it has rained, because then you can see standing water and things like that. So again, where this particular property is in London, very difficult, and this is where I got access from in the car park just at the back there, so I could see exactly what was going on. So all in all, this one worked out really well. So let's have a look at some of the photographs that I took whilst I was there. So this is the one that I would probably use for the front of the report, just to say, hey, look, this is the roof that we're doing the roof survey on, and I'll just talk about some details in the report on that particular photograph. You can look at this, look at the debris which is growing out of it. As I said to you before, the parapet walls are the main problems in this roof. So these photographs here I will share only with the customer. It's not going to go in the report because the report is about the condition of the roof surface, not everything else around it. In the report it will be talking about cleaning the roof and removing all the debris from it, and I'll I'll include in the report that the flashings, as you can see here, need to be addressed. And realistically, I can probably sum up this roof with the situation that this is an old felt roof that is in relatively good condition, however needs to be maintained, needs to be cleaned. Flashing details need to be inspected and repaired where necessary. And then I can probably end up with saying, with further cleaning and maintenance to this roof, you could probably expect another 3 to 5 years of good service out of it. But I would, obviously by saying that, I can give them a report which is not negative, it's positive, but they must go in and do the remedial works and cleaning to the roof before they're going to renew the insurance. Now, normally the insurance companies, when you're doing these kind of things, doesn't actually specify that you have to do the work on any time. They just want to see a report. And in fact, they just want to make sure you've got it. They don't normally want it sent to them. If there is a major problem, they're going to ask for details of the report, and then they're going to ask if you actually did the work to which was suggested in the report. So there's a lot more to this than actually meets the eye. But generally speaking, most people are not actually going to make a claim on their insurance on something like this if there's only a small roof leak, because of the cost of the insurance going up, because the premium's going to go up because they've made a claim. And why would you make a claim on your insurance if you've only got a small bit of damp roof leak inside? The main scenario is that you want to make sure that it's all together and correctly detailed for the insurance, just in case there's a huge problem and they don't want to cover it. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you understand what we do with when we're doing drone roof surveys, and how close we can actually get to the roof to get as much details as we need. Speak soon.